Oil traders. What comes to mind for most people is a cutthroat world of deal making and wild speculation. But what does an oil trader really do? Is the profession anything like what we see on TV, like Billions or Wolf of Wall Street? And what does it take to be a successful oil trader? What qualities and qualifications should you have before you enter the profession? Who better than to answer these questions? Benny Williams, our senior trader here at Onyx Commodities.
Yeah, lovely to be here.
Benny, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you get into the oil trading industry and do you enjoy what you do?
When I grew up, I always wanted to be a trader, partly through, familial connections and also an interest. In primary school, we got set a homework which was to build a stock portfolio, weirdly. And, as every year 6 does, I decided to put on trades in Microsoft, and I think Microsoft over Sony because I believed in the Xbox more than the PlayStation 2. And these performed, and I think from then I was hooked. At university though, I didn't study anything that's particularly connected to trading. I actually did modern foreign languages, but I always knew I wanted to work in the financial markets. And so I began as an interdealer broker trading European government bonds and US Treasury bills and bonds. After a year, I got the touch from Onyx Commodities, attended an assessment center and fortunately did well. Here I am after 2 years at Onyx Commodities, helping run the gasoline desk.
And what does an oil trader do?
Well, firstly, there are 2 key areas you have to differentiate, the physical oil trading and the financial, which is known as derivative trading. So a physical oil trader is concerned with moving oil from supply areas like oil fields and refineries into demand areas like your local petrol station, an airport, or even a shipping port. Of course, they too are trying to profit from this activity by making a margin on the difference between, the 2 trades, and this is where the financial market becomes useful for them. The derivative market is designed to mimic the physical market or world ahead of time to allow oil traders to lock in their physical trades, known as hedging. So the derivative oil trader, on the other hand, is involved exclusively with the financial side. And so he only interacts with the physical market from a data perspective, as the physical oil deals eventually will make up the final price of a large portion of the contracts that the trader trades. Financial players can range from speculators like hedge funds or proprietary trade houses, and also institutional traders tracking indices or as part of a larger global macro fund. Finally, you have market makers who work to provide liquidity by providing a buying and a selling price for any market in the world. Onyx Commodities is a specialist market maker specifically in the oil swaps market, which differentiates from the futures market by being OTC or voice broked, rather than based on the screen.
Okay, and what does a day in the life of an oil trader look like?
I trade gasoline, so a typical day it starts me waking up 6 a.m, checking my phone to see price action on RBOB futures, brushing my teeth while messaging brokers. News overnight could be anything from, changes in storage, refinery outages, or even, a new coronavirus headline. From 6 or 7, I start to engage with brokers more, make it into the office or currently my work from home setup. And I can start to build a picture of the Singapore gasoline market and how the risk that I have on is being affected. Typically, I'm prepared from the night before, or maybe pre-positioned. On entering the office, sitting down, I basically make sure I'm fully aware of all trades. I have a couple of dedicated trade assistants or junior traders who are working through the trader program. They get up before me, set up all the systems, help mark up the curves. At this point, around, let's say 7:15, 7:30, I'm ready to trade my risk, but also ready to be reacting to the market. The day, or the oil trading day, is centered around 2, maybe even 3 key windows where contracts are set. Singapore contracts right now, this is 8 till 8:30 a.m. That's where there's a lot of activity, and the price against which physical trades and some paper trades price. I trade this window actively, looking to trade around opportunities, providing tight bid offers, and to position myself for the rest of the day. The second window is the European window, which is 4 till 4:30 UK time. It's pretty similar in that there's a lot of activity. Generally, my role throughout the day is to be the go-to guy when someone needs a bespoke quote, anything versus anything in the market at any time. So taking breaks is very important, but also can be slightly difficult if you don't have the right team around you. I try, or at least tried, to stick to like a physical, rigorous physical training regime. You may not realize it at the moment, as I think without health or without, taking care of yourself, your performance will suffer, your mental health will suffer. The market closes for all contracts actually right now around 10:30 p.m. if you include kind of the US time, but most people are out of the office by 7.
And what qualities and qualifications do you think you need to become an oil trader?
To be a good trader, you need to be resilient to the never-ending changes, stimulus from the markets, and the inevitable hard times or losses that you will take. If you want to be entrepreneurial, you need to always be thinking about how you can make money in new ways, creative in how you offset risk, and honestly, you just have to be really passionate about it. Attention to detail is pretty key, and the ability to concentrate for many hours comes into it, as we're focused on one Excel sheet, various systems for 12 hours a day.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Lastly, I think humility is key. Nothing's more humbling than the market. It's simultaneously the most emasculating and incredible thing I've ever been involved with. Believe it or not, I think dexterity is pretty key, because you need to be constantly on your mouse pad, clicking hedges, changing values in your sheet.
Okay, and finally, is the world of oil trading and trading in general like what we see in the movies, Wolf of Wall Street?
No, not at all, really. I mean, probably more like Billions or some scenes in the film Margin Call, although hopefully not the massive loss. Nowadays, the trading world is dominated by the smartest guys around, the smartest computers around. Information, data, behavior are all massively key. It's super competitive. Previously, it used to be a lads club culture with the biggest traders, and the barriers to entry were huge and often very specific, given the need for a credit line. But everything that's changed with the incoming of exchanges over the last 10 to 12 years has made it more transparent. I think Onyx, that's where we pride ourselves, being able to profit in a transparent world where everyone knows the prices, and ultimately working to make the market more efficient.
Okay, so should I quit my day job to become an oil trader? I'm not too sure about that. Write below and tell me what you think. Meanwhile, stay tuned, keep following, and thank you for watching.